All right. Thank you very much for joining us back for part two. We're going to get into cross-functional roles. And just to do another quick introduction, my name is Alan Andreas, host of Alanovation, and this is about project roles and responsibilities in the context of cross-functional roles. And so the first role here is your solution consultant. Now, I do want to add a disclaimer that you may see this tagged as a solution architect. That's another common name for it, but a solution consultant or a solution architect. This is going to be somebody that provides expert advice on ServiceNow capabilities, best practices to help them achieve their business objectives. And they're really going to kind of work on design and workshops. So you're going to see them come in and talk over design and client workshops. This may be before the project actually kicks off. Maybe they do the first session or two. This is going to be, they're also going to be conducting requirements analysis and solution demos. And then for documentation, this is really the proposal and client feedback, right? So this is where this solution proposal is a detailed description of how ServiceNow solutions are going to address their needs and meet their requirements, including technical and business aspects. So this is where they may end up building a roadmap for them that's going over 3 years because they know what the longer term plan is, whereas the project team is kind of in this narrow scope, but a solution consultant or a solution architect is kind of aware of like 30 steps ahead, what's going to happen. And then for the feedback, they're going to record the inputs from that feedback that they get way at the beginning and then suggestions, and they're going to use that to refine and improve the proposed solutions, right? So they're going to take that information and then, oh, wait, we need to tweak that a little bit and kind of go from there. For their interactions, they're mostly going to interact with the clients. They're also going to interact with the project manager. Maybe they come on for a little bit during the project. They're going to be talking to the architects and developers as kind of that main area of focus. Their certification is usually going to be your CSA. They're going to be admin, certified admin. They're probably going to have an implementation specialist cert for the products in play. I do want also to add a disclaimer that they're probably also, you're going to be looking at your certified master architects here. So CMA is another one that your solution consultant, your solution architect will probably have. Next up on the list here for cross-functional is your business process consultant, not to be confused with a business analyst. This is a different role completely. So this person here is really focused on optimizing business processes to ensure that they are efficiently aligned to ServiceNow capabilities that are being provided. And so some of their responsibilities is analyzing and redesigning those processes. So they're really working with, they're not so much focused on the how the solution is going to be. They're more on, hey, how does this organization or how does this client do things today? They want to understand the process and try to make that as streamlined as possible and redesign it, refine it, whatever that may be. They're going to be facilitating process workshops and training sessions. So these people can still be technical. They can still know the platform, but again, they're a very different type of people. These are business process consultants. And so for the documentation, they're really going to be looking at process flows, improvements, and what I'm kind of calling your standard operating procedures. As kind of a common term in the military, your SOPs. That's another area. And so for process flows, these are going to be, like you probably can guess, visual representations of those business processes to identify areas of improvement. So they may whiteboard these things out, draft these things out and say, hey, what about this step? You're missing XYZ here. Draw some arrows, call it out, and kind of point those things out as possible areas of improvement. And then for the process improvement piece of it, it's really analyzing the recommendations and optimizing things. And then the SOPs, if you're wondering what those are really kind of detailed instructions on how to perform the specific tasks. So they're almost kind of a playbook or a run book that's going to say, you're going to do X, you're going to do Y, you're going to do Z, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and that kind of order to ensure consistency. And the big thing here is compliance. A lot of these industries have certain things that they must do on every transaction, and the business process consultant is going to help make sure that they're doing these things. So this is another role that I've pointed out before, that if an architect or a developer may not be kind of vibing with you. You're not really feeling that. Business process consultant is in the same vein. You're still in the show there with everything, but you kind of get to focus on some other areas. And you can see the salary there isn't that bad really with with other roles that you'll see here in a moment that get into the technical side. BPCs do hang in there pretty well. Their interactions are going to be heavy with the client stakeholders. They're going to be working directly with business analysts to kind of understand what's going on. And then solution consultants, those architects, those CMAs, those solution architects, the solution consultants, whatever you want to call them, they're really going to be up at that upper level kind of talking with them. And so there's going to be business process specific certifications that they'll probably have. They may have Lean Six Sigma certifications, and then they may end up being implementation certified on specific products. Again, no one is saying they are not technical. These people could still step in and do that. All right, so now that we've talked about cross-functional roles, you're going to see here back in our project team structure org chart that the solution consultant, or otherwise known as probably a solution architect, and your business process consultant kind of report into the PM and start to fall in line here. Join us for part 3, where we go over the next category.